And you can watch The Fan right now at KFAN.com/watch. Power Hour weekdays at 8 a.m. And it's powered by Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Man, thankfully my world's finally unleashed. Hold on. Are we on the camera right now, Zeko? Can you see us? How do we look?
I mean, you be the judge.
Yeah, Max looks good.
You be the judge.
Yeah.
That didn't sound like...
Yeah.
Oh, really good. You guys look great.
No, I like it.
I'm like you guys.
But you're just sitting over here going, yeah, you guys call it. I don't know. I don't want to say anything mean. That's what I really felt like.
You don't think we're having a good day?
Max, quit whipping that thing around on camera.
Yeah.
It's the stream. That's going to get viewers in. You know what I'm saying?
It's about to stream.
Driving up the ladies there, man. Good job.
Hey, helicopter.
Real quick, I'm looking at some brand new technology equipment things that you guys are going to wish you had. I know there's only two that I found fascinating, but check this out. I can't believe nobody ever thought of this. Rechargeable emergency LED light bulbs for when the power goes out. Like,
oh, that's a great idea.
it's a great idea. That's what we were just saying. We're like, why did no one ever think of this?
Yeah.
So you always have a light bulb. It's always going to be on. I know it's sort of like a flashlight, but it's a light bulb.
It's a literal light bulb moment.
Yeah, there you go. Rechargeable emergency LED bulb. If you're looking to buy one of those, they're only $17.99 for a package. I think they're like $4 in a package. But here's the other one. And Cory, I want to know. I mean, you're a brave son of a bitch.
I don't know if that's the right word.
But are you brave enough to just go with this thing? And you can look it up. Shark Bands with a Z. Shark Bands magnetic shark repeller.
I don't believe it.
For some peace of mind when you're out in the ocean. That's right. Shark bands reduce the risk of a shark encounter, but do not eliminate the risk altogether.
Of course not.
Yep.
That said, the effectiveness of this band was tested by the Western Australian government and verified by an independent third-party university.
Think about that one guy that are like, okay, you're going to jump in the tank here.
Yeah.
Here's this wristband to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we in favor of using monkeys to test these or not? You guys let me know. I'm not saying I am. I'm wondering if you guys are.
Right. I'm sure there's science behind it, and it's some kind of magnet or polarization or electricity or something that a shark doesn't like.
Yeah.
But it's like
it is magnetization. You're exactly right. Yeah.
It's like when Rosie's daughter goes swimming with sharks,
right.
And Rosie's like, "It's fine, it's safe. You're more likely to be killed by a vending machine." It's like, Rosie, you're missing the point, buddy.
Yeah.
Vending machines don't have teeth.
Is it true?
You get in there then without these shark bands and see what happens.
Is it true, Cory, that even though we live in Minnesota and you don't plan on going to the ocean anytime soon, you're going to wear one of these every day just in case?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, land shark, right?
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. Pretty interesting. I never thought about it before, but this company, this is their whole mission, is to make it safe to go swimming in the ocean. And
well, isn't that the shark thing? It's like the sensitivity that they have in their nose itself. And that's how
like an electric sensor.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. So that's why they won't go around. They're only $128, and they might keep you from getting eat.
I like the concept. It's like a reverse shock collar for a dog.
Yeah.
It's like an invisible fence for a shark. Just they don't know that the entire ocean is their playground except for the 5 feet around you.
But what if
like the idea? I hope it works.
Just stay with me on this, Core. What if there's one shark who that's the only way he can get her?
100%. He just likes getting
that's his
shocked.
kink.
That's his thing. And it's actually drawing him to you. And not only do you get eaten, you also get sexed up.
And also, I mean, didn't these sharks watch the first Jurassic Park? What did those raptors do? They tested the fence.
Clever girl.
They looked for weaknesses, and then they attacked. So at some point, sure, maybe I'm, doing like treading water in the middle of the ocean, and great white sharks are swimming right by me, and I'm like, giving them the middle finger, get out of here. But all they're doing is just testing for weakness, and eventually they're going to get the balls to, I don't know,
it feels
swallow
like
me whole.
One arm is going to be washed up on the shore,
100%.
Still wearing that band.
Yep.
That's it.
So you know what's going to
happen? The rest of it
though?
was delicious.
And this happens all the time. There's going to be an unintended consequence. You're going to somehow attract like jellyfish or something like that. You're going to be out there
love
like,
it.
Yeah, jellyfish are just going to love this thing.
They're just going to think it's a rave or something.
Oh, yeah.
You just got to have a friend to pee on you, that's all.
Full circle, if you've been listening to the entire Power Trip Morning Show. What if those fish in Florida that are spinning are because of the magnets in Australia?
Yeah, driving them crazy.
Just driving them nuts from the other side of the world. Get those magnets out of the ocean, you idiots.
But I will say, if I was a surfer, I absolutely would get one right underneath my board. Stick one of those suckers right underneath
I
the
just
board.
cannot
Why not?
imagine all those surfers, whenever they're interviewed, they all say they have a, quote, encounter. Right?
All of them.
All of them say, we see shadows all the time. We don't think twice. Or I've seen fins, or I've seen... how do you ever mentally get back out there if you know a great white shark swam right underneath you?
So I would take it a step further.
Thanks.
So the time that I live in San Diego, I mean, so many people, half the people will surf or have surfed or like surf at the, that's like their pastime. I had a couple neighbors that would get up in the morning. They'd do that whole thing. They'd go like, they're in the ocean at 6 a.m. before work, right? And I'm like, I bring up the same thing. That's actually the reason they do it. It's one of the reasons, like, it's like a hunter going out and they're like, you know what? I love shooting the deer. I love all that stuff, but I actually love getting in my tree stand at 4:30 in the morning and just taking in nature. They love being out there and knowing and seeing all the wildlife. They see dolphins. They see sharks. They see, I'm like,
dolphins, sure.
Aren't
Turtles,
you scared though?
Whales, sure. Sharks, no.
But they just, there's something about when you grow up in the water, they're like, we're not scared of it.
Well, they should be.
I'm with you.
Amen.
I'm with you.
It's interesting, though. I mean, I can see the beauty of it, but man, I don't know. I guess I'd have to learn to swim.
It's hard to overcome the fear of sharks when you're overcoming the fear of drowning. Oh, no. So I guess that's a long-winded way of saying I would hope that the technology advances to the point where we can all wear them.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But maybe entire, like, wetsuits should just be giant magnets.
Yeah, good idea.
Not just little buddy bands like it's Saved by the Bell.
You guys ever in real life seen one of those magnets that look like the ones in cartoons?
Like the horseshoe one.
Like the horseshoe ones?
Yeah, no, I've never seen an
I don't
actual
know if I've
one,
ever
actually.
seen one in person.
They're always
feel like
gigantic in the cartoons.
I feel like in school I did when I was a kid.
I'm going to look it up.
Like when you're doing like science tests and stuff?
Yeah, I think I believe
I always
so.
feel like
'cause
they're
I've-
like little like rectangular blocks.
Right, yeah, and then you're watching them, like, not magnetized towards each other because you got the negative and positive bit. But
yeah, they're called horseshoe magnets. I'm looking at them, but I've never seen one in real life until now. But I guess I'm not seeing it in real life. This could be AI. And this, I might be in the Matrix too. So none of this.
Man, this entire show has been full circle. We're learning.
I've seen like the ones that look like a hockey puck, and then they'll drop those down in a fishing hole.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
cool.
Yeah.
cool.
So like if you drop something in there, they can grab that.
Those are cool.
Yeah, I like that. That's
The
fun.
most famous one is the Polaris mine. If you know, you know. Cory,
Never heard of
rack
it.
your brain.
Really? Polaris mine? We'll look it up during the break. I'm intrigued.
It was built in a prison. Yeah, that's probably the most famous for those who know.
It's time for Fan 5, brought to you by Builders and Remodelers.
Thank you, builders and remodelers.
All right, let's see here. Enough of that.
Say it one more time. Polaris what?
Enough of that.
I believe it's called the Polaris mine.
Yep, that's what Wikipedia says.
Former Cornwall's Canadian territory.
No, that's not it.
Oh, really?
No.
New Polaris gold mine. Public invited to participate in upcoming public comment on the Polaris gold mine.
I believe I'm 99% sure I'm saying it correctly. You guys just have to figure it out. It's a little puzzle.
I like little puzzles.
I can't find anything that you're
This is
alluding
hurting
to.
my head.
Yeah, because there's a Polaris
I
mine
believe it was from
northern Canada.
Flurgendor Prison. Can you type in Flurgendor Prison?
This has got to be a TV thing.
Guggendor.
Flurgendor.
You're making this up.
I am not
Top
making this up.
secret.
It is a little top secret.
For those who know,
It was a top secret operation. Yes,
Is
you're right.
cryptocurrency related?
Is this a Florida thing?
It was not. It's not a Florida thing.
Is it in line?
I love that you guys are working so hard to figure this out. Zach, follow Zach's lead.
it's
Zach,
gotta be
you're in the front of the line.
It's got to be a television or movie thing.
Is it from Top Secret?
Yes.
The movie Top Secret. Got it. Okay.
Great popcorn.
Never saw it.
Get out of here.
Never saw it. No.
I thought for sure you would have seen.
No.
Hockey,
And I
you've
love
seen
Val
Top Secret,
Kilmer.
But it's been a million years ago.
Yeah.
See, I feel like hockey. This would be something that you would have watched 30 times.
Is
Oh,
it-
I'm sure that I did.
am I remembering this right? The poster of it was a cow on the.
That's
very-
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, they had to climb inside this fake cow. To blend in.
In Flurgenford. What?
Flurgendor Prison.
I don't know if you can say that on the radio.
I think you can, and I just did. Come at me, SCC.
Yeah, there's an actual Polaris mine in northern Canada.
FCC.
Alabama?
My brother is.
I'm talking smack to the Crimson Tide.
Or at least was. Roger Ebert, 3.5 out of 4 stars. You should go see it.
Hey.
Yeah, go see it.
Weird Al says it's his favorite movie of all time.
Man, I don't think I maybe saw it when it was brand new, and I don't think I've seen it since.
Well, then look, I had to watch Human Centipede. You sick bastards.
Oh my God! No, the
We
second
had
one's
to
way-
watch Cats.
The second
Cats is
Human
worse.
Centipede is way worse.
I will give you guys all a movie homework assignment to watch Top Secret with Val Kilmer.
I love Val Kilmer. Headlines when we come back. Final Four, by the way, since we didn't get to Final Four, is NC State, Purdue, Alabama, and UConn. That's Saturday. And the national title game is a week from now. Wolves lost. Twins got shelled. That pretty much sums it up. Headlines after this. Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan.
The electric rock duo 21 Pilots are headed back to Minnesota. Catch them October 12th as they bring the Clancy World Tour to Target Center. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. and you can find out more info at KFAN.com keyword calendar. But caller 11 right now will skip the line and win a pair of tickets. 1-800-320-5326. Good luck.
You ready to hear it, baby?
Oh, you lucky person.
What, you're not going to go?
No, I'm just not going to win the tickets.
Oh, well, that's no attitude.
Well, should I get on the phone?
What was that word again? What?
1-800-320-5326.
What are you going to do on the phone?
Get on the phone?
Oh, yeah. Search bike.
Hey, you know, one thing in sports we didn't discuss because it does feel like it was 9 weeks ago, even though it was over the weekend. How about A-Rod and Mark Laurie and Glen Taylor basically MFing each other all weekend long?
It's the best.
So good.
I love it.
Glenn
It's
in
so
the
bummer.
very Minnesota passive-aggressive way. A-Rod, a little bit more direct.
Those two are just saying, no, we're getting this team. You can't stop us. We're going to take your ass to court. And Glenn's just like, you guys can still be owners with me.
It's
can be minority
simultaneously a boring story and an amazing story. Because the
It's
boring
amazing.
part is
It's going to take forever.
it's just going to be, some arbitrator in a, stuffy room that's going to decide this.
Yeah, it's gonna
the
be-
fun stuff is the
Right.
media battle.
But it's
and
going to be
they're
a
not
year
holding
from
back.
now where
Yeah.
we're like, oh, wait, that's right. A-Rod, oh, that's right. They were upset about
But
that.
somebody's going to look like an idiot here.
But it's also, it is exactly like the HBO series Succession. There's no winner here. It's just a couple of losers. It's who do you hate the least?
Right.
Right? It's not like, oh, it's one good side and one bad side. Glenn sucks. A-Rod and Mark Laurie suck. They both suck. They both blew this. It's like cheering for Roman or Shiv.
If
Who
the team
cares?
wasn't playing well, though, do you think that this would not be a
That's
big
part
issue?
of that's part of the point. Is
Right.
Glenn would just be moving on, but he's being petty and dumb.
He admitted as such, which will probably not help him in the court proceedings if there are. Because that basically shows intent. Like, I definitely am trying
you
to sabotage this deal.
Yep.
So, have fun.
So this is where I kind of lost track over the weekend. Doesn't it sound like when you just look at the nuts and bolts of this thing that Laurie and Rodriguez, they had ample amount of time to secure lending, to secure the funds, get it approved by the NBA, and they failed to do that. And then they failed to sign an extension to get said, another capital investment to jump in, which a second one did at the 11th hour. But then they didn't sign the extension. So they had opportunities to continue this deal and get the deal done. They're
claiming over the weekend that they met all the requirements. Whether or not they did that's for the lawyers to decide, right? Because they're saying, we
clearly
did
they didn't.
everything.
If their first investment firm,
That's not very clear at this point.
Right.
According to
Taylor's
what they're saying.
Taylor's saying he hasn't talked to Laurie in like a year.
Right.
Yeah, and then Mark Laurie and A-Rod are saying that they had the proper funds and they were waiting for the NBA to approve it. And then when you're waiting for NBA approval, you're supposed to get a 30-day extension. But then Glen Taylor is saying that they didn't meet the previous deadline, so that extension only happens if you meet the previous deadline. So it's a lot of he said, she said.
And how about over the last couple of weeks, right? There was the story that leaked out that, that Glenn said his relationship with A-Rod and Mark Laurie over the last year or two has deteriorated. Well, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
It's either in the contract or it's not. I don't care if you guys hate each other. If they did everything they're supposed to do, it's their team now.
Yeah, you're not trying to be best friends.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if I like him as much now. Too bad. You signed a deal, you dummy.
And that's what, I mean, this whole thing started out with the press conference a couple of years ago where he was talking about how he brought him over for dinner and, they met on a personal level and he felt really good about this deal. So clearly for Glenn, for whatever reason, this is more than just business with him. And I don't know. It's a fascinating story.
Can we just let him
on the line?
Sell the team?
Yes.
Go buy a farm somewhere like in Delano and just roast chickens alive to yourself for the rest of your life.
Man. You know what?
Think about how many more chickens he could roast.
Get so much
as many
more
as he
time.
wants. He has billions of dollars.
Yeah.
If he gets $1.5 billion, that's not all his, but it's a lot of. You could buy so many deep fryers.
Yeah.
You could invent new ways to roast chickens alive.
100%. You could turn it into like American Gladiators, where like the chickens would have to run obstacle courses, but at the end, then they jump in to a deep fryer while they're still alive. And you could just sit there. You could put like the nicest theater seating you can possibly imagine and just bring your friends over and watch them all just die right in front of you.
You could get like an underground, under the fryer seat so you can watch them jump into the fryer.
Like at the zoo?
Right.
Like when you see a polar bear swimming. Dude, I love that. Billionaires could afford that.
Yes.
Underwater deep frying viewing like
Ben,
portals.
are you in on this?
Am I in on this from what level? Just watching?
Let him burn the chickens.
Yeah, do you want to go to Glenn's farm?
I'm not for, what he's accused of doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, he himself didn't do it.
Well,
we don't know that.
Sure.
Again, Mark, Lori, and Arod said that he
Can't
did.
be so sure. Can't be so sure.
Okay.
I'm not really following along what you guys say, but it sounds like you want to talk about look, if you want to have me over for some chicken wings, I'm all for it.
Yeah, you were a meat sauce listening right there.
I was meat sauce because I
zoned out
tuned
too.
out.
Well, I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know all the protesting stuff. I know it's kind of a big deal. I know he kind of got in trouble, but you guys are like talking about glass bottom cauldrons, and people are like basically, that's
glass
a whole
bottom cauldrons.
That's a whole other thing. Like,
It's a great
I don't know if I want
band.
to pay money to see that, but look, if it's going to happen and there's going to be a big roast and there's going to be free food, then you got me.
Okay.
Well, there's going to be free food. I mean, it'll take a little while. They got to pick the feathers out, but it'll be great.
Well, that's the other thing. Are you guys going to defeather them while they're alive? So
No.
then you get.
Oh,
No.
Wow.
Jeez.
Okay.
So how often are you roasting
How
chickens
do you know that
with
Glenn,
the feathers on?
I'm with you, Ben. How do you know Glenn Taylor, Zach, doesn't want them to feel pain before he roasts them alive? Maybe
Glenn
he
Taylor,
does
Zach?
defeather each one of them as graphically and as violently as possible.
I think we can end this scene.
I stand corrected.
And scene.
Yeah, I'm still upset with Glen Taylor for actually crashing my scooter back in the day. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah. No, this actually happened.
Please do tell.
I was working in Mankato and go down to the Circle Inn, North Mankato. Great little hole in the wall bar. And it was like the good old boys all getting together. So a bunch of people that owned stuff in town. And for whatever reason, they invited me. So I was driving around and it was a Jazz little scooter. And so I drove that down to go and meet up with these guys. And so we're just telling jokes and the whole works. And then they started making fun of me because I was driving a scooter. But then all of a sudden they all wanted to go out and ride around it in the parking lot. Sure. Glen Taylor took it out, and then that parking lot is concrete, or not concrete, paved, and then gravel. And he took it out too far and dumped it. Dumped my scooter.
Great story.
He crashed?
Yes.
Did he hurt himself?
No.
Did he swerve to miss a chicken and that's where it all started?
I ran over there and I grabbed my scooter. I'm like, what'd you do to my hog, man?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm sorry, I'll repair anything. I'm like, no. Just walk away. Wow. Get away from my scooter.
Was it damaged, though?
Can I ask you a
You
question?
scuffed up your scooter.
Yeah.
You scuffed my
You
scooter,
could have
man.
gotten a whole brand new one if you would have raised enough of a fuss.
No. It was.
May I ask
Should
you a
have asked
question?
for equity.
No.
May I ask a question, please?
Yes, please.
I think this is important. So you'd been drinking?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Percent chance that was actually Glen Taylor.
It was Glen Taylor.
It was a different Glen Taylor, wasn't it? It was a guy named Glenn.
No.
His last name was Taylor.
Oh, it's absolutely.
He's a big Mankato guy.
I understand that, but
Yes.
there's no chance
Had
that
a fun weekend.
he crashed a scooter and didn't die.
No.
He was already
In a
102.
parking lot on a scooter that at max speed could go 40.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
He's not going to die doing that.
Before he got on the scooter, did he have a chicken in one hand and a flamethrower in the other?
Right.
That might have been the biggest part
That's
of
why
it.
he couldn't steer.
I forgot that
Got it,
part.
because then that was definitely Glenn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then he's just ghost riding at that point.
Yeah, he was ghost riding his crib. So
I'm pretty convinced that was Glen Taylor, the farmer, and you were drunk.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were smashed.
No.
Yeah.
I'm telling what? Okay. I'm telling you the absolute truth.
As far as you remember it.
So Glen Taylor got off his own scooter to ride your scooter.
No. He didn't have a scooter.
He had a rascal. 100% he had a rascal.
Yeah, he had to have a rascal.
With the basket in front?
He rolled in on a rascal with a basket.
Right.
Got off of that rascal to ride your scooter.
He did pull the governor on that rascal so he could go faster, but yeah.
We've all got to pull the governor every now and again.
You should have offered to sell your scooter to him, and then right before he actually jumped on it, just said, you've changed your mind because your relationship with him is deteriorated.
I was just so pissed off that
he scuffed it.
He did.
Yeah.
I get it.
He laid it down on the gravel.
Oh, thanks, Rat.
And you just let him go. You could have done something, man. You could have gotten something out of that. He's a very wealthy man.
I went and got my scooter and I drove home.
Did we not? We ended the scene, I thought.
Oh, I thought we did.
we did end the scene.
Sorry about that.
What is it? So then, one final question for Muss, since you saw this firsthand. What is he worse at, owning an NBA team or scooting?
Right.
So scooting for sure.
Or raising
It's
pet
not
chickens.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's not. It's closer than you think. Let's do headlines, shall we?
I would love it if we did.
Interesting.
Now it's time for headlines.
Headlines brought to you by our friends at Wolf River Electric. You can go solar with Wolf River Electric. Get those panels. Right? Wolf River can walk you through it start to finish. Okay. Chris, this is something you're going to understand more than the rest of us because you like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia
Love
immensely.
Great show.
A Reddit debate broke out, and there were a bunch of votes, and basically they determined that Danny DeVito coming out of a leather couch naked on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is the greatest nude scene of all time.
Hilarious. Fantastic. He was drenched in sweat. Oh, God.
Super good?
Great. Just great.
Okay, how do you feel about this, though?
Okay.
Because I assume people that are voting for that are somewhat sarcastically voting for that being the greatest, quote, nude scene of all time.
Okay.
Because the one that got second is Alexandria Daddario on True Detective.
That is
I still haven't seen that yet.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to quote.
That's worth it. Yeah.
I'm going to quote Rudy's dad. That is the greatest thing these eyes have ever seen.
It's just not fair, is what it is. It's unbelievable.
It really isn't.
So Alexandria Daddario, True Detective number 2, and then the ones that followed her. Again, get in line. Jeez. The gal with 3 boobs in Total Recall.
Never forget it.
Heather Graham
game
is
changer.
Heather Graham is Roller Girl and Boogie Nights.
Oh.
Phoebe Cates coming out of the pool in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
That's pretty good.
Denise Richards and Nev Campbell's Threesome in Wild Things.
This is all my childhood.
The shower scene in Starship Troopers.
I wasn't even that old, but still my childhood.
And Nicole Kidman kicking off her dress in Eyes Wide Shut.
That was the thing about the future that pisses me off. Because in that movie about the giant bugs, where
Starship
Troopers, all the dudes and girls were all showering together. And I thought by now we'd have advanced enough.
We can wash our hands together in a bathroom.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten there.
Man.
It was a lie. The whole my old hopes for the future gone.
It still might happen.
I still go into women's showers just to find out if everybody's cool yet, and they say no.
Well, we're not there yet.
I know.
It was further in the future. BuzzFeed put out a list of the 20 worst songs of the 1990s, and man, could I not disagree more with this list.
I hate these lists because I'm like, I love that song.
We'll go 10 to 1 quickly. These are the 10 worst songs of the 90s, according to BuzzFeed. Number 10, You're Still the One by Shania Twain.
Great song.
I almost swore.
Come on.
That is a banger.
Number 9, Right Said Fred's I'm Too Sexy.
Oh, great song.
Yeah, that
has its place.
That's an earworm right there. Yeah.
Number 8 is Hanson's Mbop.
Ugh.
Yeah, that one gets that one hurts. That hurts your
That
body.
should be higher than the list.
Number 7's Los Del Rio Macarena.
I can't stand that.
I hate that song
one
too.
makes me want to pee-pee.
Even in Mexico, you're still like, I don't like this.
Finally, they got one right. Number 6, Creed. speeds higher.
Now, how dare you say that? That is a great song.
That invalidates this entire
it does.
list.
That-
It's one of the
in
best
fact,
songs of all time.
Whoever made the list should quit.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Baha Men Who Let the Dogs Out.
Jump off the bridge.
Yep.
Number 4, Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yep.
You gotta give some dap.
Ruined his career.
I'm liking this list more than I thought.
Ruined his career. He didn't have a career before that.
Before
no,
that,
he did. No, honestly,
nobody cared about Billy Ray
his
before
music
Achy
was
Breaky.
so much better than Achy Breaky. He didn't want to do it, and then he did it, and it made him huge as a star. But it ruined his career. Oh, he had to wait till his daughter got talented.
Crash Test Dummies. Number 3.
Okay. Nope. That's where I fall off
You
this
love that
list.
song?
I love that whole album.
Wow.
It's one of the best albums ever.
Lou Bega, Mambo Number 5 is the second worst song of the 90s.
I don't know how that goes. How's
That
that
was
go?
fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, yeah, thanks for
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
good.
Count.
Yeah. Thank you,
Those are some
Sesame
bars
Street.
right there.
And more proof that BuzzFeed has terrible taste in music, and more proof that Brian Oak was completely missing it because he said he didn't know that Limp Bizkit covered Faith. Remember that? Brian Oak's didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I don't know how you missed
Yeah,
that.
that is an awful song.
Boy.
That is an awful song.
Is this Bizarro Universe? What?
Yeah.
The Limp Bizkit version or the original?
Or both. Both? You don't like the original Faith either?
No, the original Faith is fine.
Okay.
The Limp
It's
Bizkit
fantastic.
version is awful. Okay, as much as I did not look forward to this list, and they got it wrong with Crash Test Dummies.
And higher.
This list is
Creed,
pretty accurate. It's pretty good. You could shuffle around the top 10, but they all should be on the list.
I like most of them. But I was a child in the 90s. I liked bad pop in the 90s too.
Mambo Number 5 really.
I mean,
Tab.
I never really did like Tab. Do you guys like Tab?
Hell no. The
I didn't
original
like it.
Tab
Guys, it's
was
8:40. I gotta
terrible.
go.
Oh,
Bye,
dear
man.
God.
My gosh, you guys.
Goodbye,
I like
man.
both
We're having
tabs.
so much fun.
Oh gosh, I
I
know
like
this time
that.
flies
So
when you're
much
having
fun.
so much fun, you guys. I love you. I'll see you Thursday.
Tell
Bye.
everybody over there I said hi and that I love them and I miss them.
Oh, I'll be live at the auto show today.
Oh, dude, I love the auto show.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got to go to the auto show.
You got to go to the auto
heard.
show.
Well, he
Get those
chooses
mini
to, though.
donuts.
Yeah, we'll
Right.
do. So if you're there, I'll see you there.
Buy me a
right.
car.
Okay, bye.
Would you
Remember
buy me
when
a
you
car?
went to the auto show, Corey, and you had to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I pissed blood.
Fist of blood, man. It was
You
hilarious.
got hit with the baseball or what?
No.
Kidney stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got hit with the internal baseball.
God, we
man.
loved it. We thought he was dying.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
Love you.
Bye.
That was a weird day. Again, we were joking about it on the air that I was peeing blood. And wasn't it one of the security guys that just came up to me? He's like, "That's not funny, dude. You got to go to the hospital
Yeah.
today." I
Yeah.
go, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, you're peeing blood. What are you, dumb?" I'm like, "You're right."
Yeah.
So
Son of a
wait,
bitch.
with your peeing blood, your first thought wasn't, I should get this checked?
That's why he thought I was dumb. He's like, "You need to go to the doctor."
Yeah.
Okay. I was being a total dude, just going like, "Whatever, it'll pass."
You waited till after the show, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Went at like 11 o'clock in the morning.
You go to
And
the ER or?
with urgent care
Yeah.
or something, and they were like,
Well, yeah.
"You probably have kidney stones." And then that's when she told me, "Yeah, you're gonna have to go get tested." And I'm like, "Well, what kind of test is this?" And then that was the penis
There we go.
cam,
The penis cam.
the worst day of my life.
Cam.
It's
Yeah.
no
As bad as it sounds. Yeah.
no, it's worse, and that's what Chris told me. It was the worst thing you're ever going to experience, and I'm like, he's got to be setting the bar too high. And then I experienced and said he didn't sell it high. He
Yeah.
undersold
Right, I sure did.
how awful it is.
Well,
It's
you've been
the worst.
swabbed before, right? I mean,
It's got nothing to do with it.
It is. It's pressure, it's pain, and it's a burning sensation all at the same time.
Yeah, and there's a man looking inside your penis.
And that dumb son of a bitch wants to know if you want to take
Yeah.
a pee.
Yeah, he
I
did
go,
ask.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not
Just
doing this.
Get it out of there.
I'm not doing this.
And then they say,
God.
DNR.
they say to you, you're going to feel like you have to urinate. Please don't.
Yep.
And I looked like the Bellagio fountains.
Man,
I peed all over that gentleman.
it's the worst. Dude.
you shouldn't have been standing there.
Oh,
So just
God,
to
it's the
clarify,
worst.
if anybody ever tells you it's not that bad, they are lying to you. It's the worst.
Did you have to carry around the strainer and all that? Because for
no.
whatever reason, I don't understand that whole bit where you have to, you pee in the strainer so that way you can collect the stone. For what reason? What
Just to know it came out right.
Maybe.
But you'll know it came out. You don't need to keep it.
It depends
or
on
bring
what
it to
size
the
it is,
doctor
'cause
and say, okay, what's this? It's a kidney stone.
It does depend on how big the stone is, because I never felt the actual stones pass, because mine were small enough where it wasn't going to be a.
So you didn't even need the cam.
Nope. Ended up, but they're looking to see if you need to have them.
I'll take the
Laser
removed.
Yeah, they get
right.
pulverized.
So they told me after the cam, I think you're going to be okay, and they eventually just passed, and I didn't even feel it, so I didn't have the pain coming out. But when you, to Chris's point, when they say, "Hey, when we pull this camera out, you're going to have the urgency to pee, but please don't," he's not kidding. It's like the most intense, like. You know how when 6-year-olds like, I have to go.
Yeah.
And you're like, we're 7 miles from a gas station. You can hold it. And like, you can't hold it. That's what this is like times 1,000. The doctor's office that I was at to have that procedure, the closest bathroom was in an office building. It was down the hall. So I left the doctor's office, went down the hall, and they're like, just come back when you're done. I get down, I'm peeing fire, right? In technically a public bathroom. Trying not to scream like this, right? Because that's what it feels like. Then I get halfway back down the hallway, and I'm walking as gingerly as a human being can possibly walk. I got halfway back. I go, I think I have to pee again.
You got dang right.
So I went back, did it again. Same thing. I'm like, there can't be any pee left. I got out of the parking lot about a block and stopped, and I'm like, am I going to have to turn around, park, and go back in again? It's the worst about 3 days you can go through. It just sucks.
3 days?
Let
Yeah,
me tell you right
for
now.
about 3 days, every time you pee fire.
It's you might have
Just burns.
chlamydia.
Oh,
It's the worst.
Yeah, there's got to be something else to this. Yeah.
Ugh,
You might have gone to the wrong doctor.
Yeah, you might have.
I don't think so.
I don't
might
think
not-
that was a doctor.
They might not have cleaned your scope. I might have been in before you, and they might not have cleaned the scope because you shouldn't have burned for that long. Man, I kid you not. And Muss, the thing that I have to
I'm
say
like a
as well,
frightened turtle right now because
I
of
don't
the
wanna do
storyline.
it.
That's what
I'm
my
terrified.
Yep.
Janssen looked like because
Yep.
when I didn't know going in that that's what was going to happen.
Oh no!
And so when he
you got
said,
surprised.
here's what's going to happen, of course, to prep me, they send in about a 22-year-old blonde.
Lucky.
No,
Nope.
because guess who was afraid?
Lil Chris.
Yeah, little Chris tried to go inside my navel. And they had to use, what do you call those things?
Tweezers.
A fluffer? No, not tweezers.
Please. Oh, that was
But close the things, clotheslines. They use on clothesline. Clothespin.
Clothespins, yeah.
She had to use a clothespin on my Janssen to make it stand up straight so he could stick the thing in there and put it down in there.
No.
And guess what? Guess what? I was so shrunk that it was almost too big. The clothespin itself. That's how inside myself I went. I was scared to death. And then you know what? I should have been
Justifiable.
more scared. It was worse than I thought it was going to be, if that's possible.
Oh my!
You have to do this, right? Like you can't that can't be your do not resuscitate type thing. Like you can't just,
Your living will.
I don't want to do any of this. I don't
no,
care.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I'll just
I'm
die,
good.
bro.
Just ask to get put under. Just pay the extra.
Can you do that?
Must. Think about this. One last wrinkle before we move on.
Goodness.
As you know, I have a tendency to black out
Yeah,
or
you pass out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the time, completely involuntary. Almost always involuntary. So I told this gal
feeling
when she
woozy hearing
said
the
it's
story.
pain, it's pressure. I told the nurse who was at the side of the table, I go, look, I have a really strong tendency to black out. And this little operating table was pretty thin. I'm like, I'm going to fall off this freaking table if I black out. So I tell her that. Well, as soon as the cam goes in, and it's the worst pain I've ever experienced.
Where's the paperclip at this point?
I don't remember. I grabbed her hand because I started blacking out. And I told her I'm blacking out. I'm like, do not let me fall off this table with a camera shoved up.
Oh, my God.
That.
Oh, my golly, golly,
So
golly.
I went black. I never lost consciousness, but I went completely out. As I'm holding onto her hand, some random gal's hand going, don't let me fall off this table.
Yeah.
The worst.
And I'm going to say it again. God. I peed everywhere. Everywhere in the office. They burned the building to the ground after I left there.
I'm sure it happens all the time.
I couldn't
Like
stop.
a loose fire hose.
I couldn't stop. I tried. I tried to stop it. I could not.
Dude.
God, that was a terrible day.
Oh man.
Just terrible. But if you're going in for it's no big deal. If you're going in today for your procedure, it's cool. You'll be all right.
Nope, prepare to have the worst day of your life. It's the worst.
I'm just telling you right now, I got an innie instead of an outie just from the story.
Well, let me tell you about the size of my urethra when he was done.
I don't want a penis anymore.
Well, that's a big change. Wait a minute, do you have another
You're not supposed to say that until Friday. A new study ranked the 5 most overrated tourist attractions in America.
That doctor's office.
Lombard Street in San Francisco is number 5.
Yeah,
that's
agreed.
the one that goes back and forth.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pain in the ass to walk up.
Our generation fell in love with that with San Francisco Real World, which was season 3.
I thought you were going to say a Mrs. Duke fire.
Oh, that probably too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've seen it. It's
fine.
But you're like, what do I do with this?
Yeah.
Right.
There's
you
a
get up
road
the
that
very
goes
top
back
of
and
it.
forth.
And you could actually just drive up there.
Yeah.
But no, we had
Just
to walk
takes forever.
Yeah.
Times Square is number 4. I think it's one of those, it's awesome the first time. It probably gets a little bit old, and I know the locals don't care, but Times Square, the first time you see
Times
it,
Square.
I love it.
I think it's awesome too.
Yeah, you feel
Times
like you're
Square's
in a movie.
Yeah.
100% agree.
It's so cool.
Super cool.
I absolutely loved it.
Plymouth Rock, number 3. Never been there.
I've never seen it. Golly, Mom.
I mean, it
I
is
haven't
just a
either.
rock, but I don't know.
Have a sign on it?
Do you have a few of those outside your house?
No, I do not. I see what you did there.
If it had a plaque, my wife would read it.
Oh, because he's from Plymouth.
Got it.
That's clever.
This is the one that's just completely stupid. Number 2 is Las Vegas.
Overrated?
Yep, it says everything is overpriced and you have to deal with a lot of drunk people. If you love it, just keep going. But if gambling and nightlife aren't your thing, then you're not missing a lot. Well, what if gambling is my entire identity?
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, regardless of whether you like gambling, whether or not you think it's overpriced, it's something you got to see.
100%.
I mean,
for
there's
sure.
nothing
Yeah.
like in the world.
Fountain show.
And if you hate gambling, it still has everything else you
Everything.
want, right? Shows, restaurants,
Museums.
shopping. It's awesome.
I mean, not
the
like
lights,
great museums, but you get it.
people watching. It's sick.
The People
Yeah.
Bridge that I had to cross over like 8 times
Sure.
because I couldn't find how to get to Planet Hollywood.
and you were
sounds right.
smashed.
And you were drunk.
And you thought you were with Glen Taylor. You kept saying, Glenn, get off my scooter.
Number 1 on this list,
You dumped my hog.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore. I love that whole area. And you've been there, Corey. You're
I have.
surrounded by beauty. So
Yeah.
you got to see it, though. I think it's
Yeah.
cool because
think
you're surrounded by beauty.
The tricky thing about Mount Rushmore is it's a little bit like I just said with Lombard Street.
Yeah.
Is you get there and you're like, oh, cool, there's Mount Rushmore.
yeah.
Now what do I do?
Right.
So you drove all the way there.
Take a picture and
the build up
go.
in your head is like, this is going to be spectacular. It is super cool for about a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you look around going, all right, we got our pictures.
Yeah.
There it is. Am I just supposed to sit here and stare at it for another hour?
And
What
then
am I
you go
supposed to
through
do?
the museum and you, for whatever reason, like, I guess I'll read up on this.
Yeah.
And now you have details that you can share with no one because no one gives a rat's ass.
Or just Google it if you care.
Right.
Yeah, and again, you shouldn't be going there just to see that anyway. There's so much other stuff.
Oh, yeah,
man,
for
you know?
sure.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Agreed.
Now, my kids still to this day say that was the best trip we've ever taken, is going out to the Black Hills, even over Walt Disney World
Yeah.
or anything else that we've done.
That's my spot, man.
Yeah.
That's my spot. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and just play this for you right now. Hold on one second.
Thank you, Sioux Falls.
It's not quite there, but you get it.
Yeah.
It's in the same state. Thank you.
It's in the Dakotas.
It is.
The New York Post is warning people about apple juicification.
Apple
What the hell is that?
The juice is loose.
I almost just spit out my coffee.
Thank you.
They are finding that many specialty juices are mostly just apple juice.
Really?
So maybe it's 95% apple juice, and then they just put a splash of whatever flavor they're selling. Maybe they're saying that's what's happening.
Okay, got it.
The juice is loose.
The juice is-
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
That
I
was
missed
my-
him. I know.
that was
I
my-
almost didn't play it.
now it's almost like he's not here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Really? No kidding. That
I-
kind of makes sense because it's real cheap to produce apples. It's like corn, right? You use corn and everything now.
Sure. I don't know. I guess.
Interesting.
So they're not using cranberry at all?
It's hard to make cranberry, boy. You got to go down to Wisconsin. It's hard.
You ever have hip waders on?
You got it? You ever had it?
Been in old bogs?
He sounded like an old-timey cranberry magnet. It ain't easy to make cranberry, boy.
Thank you, Ocean Spray.
Journalists have been told to stop stealing from Air Force One. Stuff like branded pillowcases, glasses, and gold-rimmed plates.
Wow. What was
They're
the
just
last thing you
stealing
stole?
souvenirs.
What was the last thing you stole, like from like a hotel or like a ashtray, or maybe you're at a bar and decided to take the glass because you thought it was funny?
I took a glass at Peppermill.
Did you?
The big hurricane glass.
Oh, did you really?
Or Scorpion.
Yeah, I don't think you did that on purpose, right?
No,
Did you just crotch that? Is that how you get out of there? Or
I
what?
was very drunk. I didn't know what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do with it, so I just took it.
Yeah, you just took it. I remember you telling me that, yeah.
It's well documented, and I've admitted this on the air, Muss. The first year or two of Harper's life, my wife and I accidentally stole from Target constantly. Because when you're worrying about the baby,
Oh, yeah.
whatever we would put under the cart, I bet once every 2 weeks we forgot to scan it or forgot to tell the cashier it
And
was
the
there.
alarm didn't go off?
No, because it would be like, Diet Coke or diapers or something. It was whatever was under there. We're like, did we pay for this? Nope. We stole from Target constantly the first 2 years of our life.
You do have a heist team.
That was the beginning of it. We're back tomorrow, 5:30 to 9. 9 to noon is next. Thanks for checking out the Power Trip on the Fan.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too, Abba Dabba.